this week, which is lovely. We've got a nice design of mine, and I've gone a bit crazy on the beads because I really like the beads. There's Jan. Hi, Jan. Lovely to see you. And who else have we got? Can we pop that out the way? Is it Rebecca? And Jan, Nancy, hello, and Tina, hello. Oh, look, thank you, and all our lovely regulars popping in to say hello to me. The design that I've got this week is I've sort of gone a bit crazy with the beads because I just wanted to use some really lovely beads. So in this design, we've got these beautiful 6x4, if you could just go down. We've got these beautiful 6x4. Now these are our Bead Spider Aurora crystal, which is our higher quality crystal. And you can see these beads there. If I just show you closely, see they've got like so many colors in them. They're like little bubbles. Matthew calls them bubbles. So we've used the 6x4 rondelle in the Aurora crystal. Then I've used the hematite, 3mm round hematite. I love these beads because they're hematite. They're a little bit weight to them, which gives a bit more of a luxurious quality to your bracelet. But the nice thing is they're really precise in their sizing, and they come in these lovely vibrant colors. And so I've used those because they give me a real little pop of colour in the bracelet and just a really nice feel to it. But wait, the next thing that I've put in here is I've used these stunning crystal rice. You could call them rice or ovals, really. They're I'll show you, they're faceted, and wait till you see the colours. Look at these. They're really super sparkly, and some of them are like semi-coated, some of them have got mixed colours in them. As you can see, this is semi-coated and mixed colours. This one's got a beautiful luster, and of course same with this. So they're absolutely stunning quality with so many facets, these beads. And I've used these because they're longer and thinner. When I use them, they'll stick up on the bracelet, so they'll stand out and give me that extra pop in between the hematite. So now I'm going to show you the bracelet. So here they are. Here is the blue one. Here's the champagne. They also come with these fabulous little clasps. Look at that. Little heart clasp. Oops, it's upside down. Little heart clasp. They're really cute. And we've got a champagne colour. We've got this lovely purpley pinky version, which I think this is my favourite actually. And then we've got the lovely soft tealy greens. And finally, I've got these lovely silver and clear. If I just show you here, you'll see on this one, yes, see how those rice stick up and give you like a bit of a 3D effect on the bracelet. Now, not only do we make the bracelet, but with our kit for this, which is called the Horizon kit, it actually makes a necklace as well. So you've got enough beads here to make the full set of necklace and bracelet, and you'll have quite a few left over so that you can make it any length you want, and you'll probably have a few beads left over to do yourself some, you know, little extra bits and pieces and earrings and things like that if you like. So that's what's on for today. So I'll get down, I'll just see who else is here. So it's Marita Marina. That's a lovely name. Hello. And she's from Romania. And Becky, oh, she likes the purple and teal. Yes, please tell me what colours you like best, because I can't decide. I actually love them all. Right, who else have we got there? Sorry, I just can't see for the moment. This box. Ah, there we go. Shannon, the beads that she's showing, I have so many of those. Oh, great. So you've already got some. So there you go. Yes, Nancy says, God bless our Queen and country. Yes, thank you. That's very nice sentiment. We're all feeling it, I'm afraid, today. Okay, Melanie Williams on, hello. Right, so shall we get down to it? So we'll just come down to the mat. And I like to mix media. I think if you've ever watched any of my streams before in the past, you know I just like to mix it up, and I'm going to do the same again today, because I feel it's fun to do bead weaving, it's fun to do stringing, but it's a lot more fun when you mix it all up. So that's what we're going to do. Today I'm going to start with some jewelry wire. This is 0.3. Some people know it as tiger tail. I call it jewelry wire because this is many strands of steel that have been wound together, and then they've got a nylon coat. So it's very, very strong, and that's what I wanted for this necklace and bracelet, is it for it to be very, very strong. So the first thing we're going to do, which if none of you have done any stringing before, this is how we begin. I've got my little clasp here, probably coming a little bit closer, and I'm going to use what's called a crimp bead. If you've never seen them before, they're very, very tiny, and they're designed to squash, and that will hold your work in place permanently. It's very strong, and in a way that's why I like to use the base of this with the jewelry wire, because it's going to make it a really strong base for you. Elaine come in, said hello. Elaine, hi Elaine. And Shannon's here. Oh yes, okay. So on this tiger tail, now you don't need any needles or anything with this. I don't know if you just saw what I just did, but you can literally just hold it and you can just flick that on like that. And then I'm also going to put on the clasp as well. And the way that I do this to attach it, now I will be using some tools today. Hold on me a sec. Right, I'm going to be using my chain nose pliers. There they are. Which these ones for jewelry, they're smooth inside. They're smooth inside so that they don't damage. You know, because like men's wire ones have got all ridges in them, so we're using those. And I will use some cutters as well. Okay, so I'm going to just pick up the wire, and I pop the bead on my finger because that makes it pop up. So, because if it's down here like that, it's sort of hanging low, but by putting it on my finger like this, you can see how it just pops up from, and you can see in there, see how the hole is popped up? So then I can just take the other end and pop it through really easily, and there it is. So now all I have to do is I'm holding it and I'm just pulling it up like so, and I'm going to leave a little bit of room here, wiggle room, so that this has freedom of movement. And then I'll pick up my pliers. Now I like to just squash my crimps with the jewelry wires, with the pliers, sorry, the jewelry pliers. There are such things as crimping pliers which fold the crimp over, but a lot of people have a lot of trouble with those. And for me, I just like to come in and just give it a nice flat squash and a really good solid, put your welly into it, squeeze. And then the thing to do next is just to pick at it, see it doesn't move. Now if that moved, then you just come back in and give it another squeeze so that it's secure. That is now permanently secured. So you know that this clasp is not going to come off. Now it's time to thread on some beads. Now we're doing the base of the bracelet first. So I've got with me some seed beads, and I've got some of my lovely bubbly beads here, and these are going to form the base. However, if we talk a little bit about sizing first, which I'll just show you this. I'll get one of the bracelets. Here we go. Okay. So I'll just come out a little bit wider because I've actually got on my bead mat here, there we go. I have a ruler on my bead mat. So now, for example, this one here finished is about 7.5 inches. You can see that from the end to the end. I love this bead mat. Actually, it's a new one by Beadsmith, and it's got the ruler at the bottom, and then it's got all the bead. I'll show you all the bead sizes. Coming there. See all the bead sizes at the top. It's great. Anyway, now if you wanted a smaller bracelet, there's a couple of ways that all you have to do is just to remove a couple of our iterations along here, so you can then, you know, bring it down however much you wanted to. But if you want it longer, the easiest way is just to add on a few beads at each end, because what I've done, and this is what I do with all my jewelry, is I've got, okay, which of my beads are my feature beads? So for example here, they're the rice, really. I mean, they're all feature beads, but the rice are the feature beads. Now they have 100 beads on a string, approximately. And so therefore I have to, and I want to make a necklace and a bracelet. So in order to do that, I have to work out how many of these that I'm going to need and what's the maximum length I can make, so forth. So I've worked it all out for you, and in the bracelet, to get a 7.5 inch bracelet, which most people are around that sort of size, you need to use 16 of our lovely rondelles, and that gives you a nice enough base, including the clasp, to do that. But if you want it longer, then you've got lots of hematite beads and seed beads left over, and you can just add a few extra on the ends. So basically, which I shall do that now just quickly, if you wanted to, just cut this, get myself some hematite beads. So, and this is what I've done on the necklace, which you can see here on the necklace. See, I've extended the length quite a lot by using the hematite beads and the seed beads. So, for example, here, if I needed to extend the length of the bracelet, I'd just pop on a couple of the seed beads. 1, 2, and then I'd pop on a hematite bead, and then a couple of seed beads, and a hematite bead, for as long as you wanted to, really. But that's at the back, nobody sees it, and that can extend your length. But if you don't need to extend your length, then you can dispense with this, and you can just go straight in to adding your rondelles, because it's between the rondelles where we're going to have some fun. So you literally just do 2 seed beads and a rondelle, slide that down, there we go, and then I just continue on by adding, oh, I added more than I needed there, never mind. I mean, that is something you could also do too. You could always just add in a few extra seed beads at the end here to extend the length if you just needed a tiny little bit. But you've got lots of beads left over that you can play around with it. I mean, you could even just add in extra of these if you wanted. And then between each of these, I'm going to add a total of 5 seed beads. Okay. And then another rondelle. and that's going to constitute the base of this bracelet. So all you have to do is you thread on a rondelle, 5 seed beads and another rondelle, and you continue with that all the way down to the other end. Now luckily you don't have to watch me do that, because here's one I made earlier, as they say in the cooking programs. So I'll just put that down there. So here I've got all my rondelles, and I've used the total of 16 because for me that is the size that fits me perfectly. Oops, that size fits me perfectly. I'll put it on my other hand because my watch is in the way. It's quite a good strong magnetic clasp, this too, which is very nice, and you've got your little heart, so it's easy to put on. And there you go, it fits really nicely. So this is the size that fits me, and that's using 16 of these rondelles with the seed beads. So based on that, just get these beads out of the way. Once I've got them all threaded, you need to secure your clasp at the other end, and that's what I'll show you now. So it's very easy. Now while I've kept this waiting, I've just used a stopper so that the beads don't fall off. How you take it off, Matthew showed me this, he's very clever, is you literally just push it with your fingers like that, and pops out. Really easy. But if you try and do it like this, it's really hard. Okay, so I'm just going to get another one of my crimp beads. Come in a bit closer, I will. Hang on. There we go. And I'm just going to literally going to put on my crimp bead, slide it down to the end. Now I want to make sure that my clasp sits the right way. So because it's a one-way shaped clasp, I know I want it to be threaded like this. So what I usually do is keep it attached, and then if you thread it on attached like this, I know that's in the right position and I can undo it. And that way I don't make any mistakes. Okay, so now to finish this off, I've got all my beads here, I've got my crimp, I've got the other side of my clasp. I'm just a little bit out of focus. There we go. Okay, and then I'll get the end of my wire, and again, just like I did before, give yourself a bit of room here. Pop that up on your finger, like so, and come through the crimp, and then the first seed bead is enough, just like that. And then we can slowly, see I'm just holding the loop, and I can slowly draw it up, draw it up, draw it up, draw it up. Got my finger in there, which is good. Keeps things nice and smooth, especially as you see I had a long piece here. Now when I get to about this point, take my finger out, I want to make sure that I don't have any gaps along here. Just come out a tiny little bit. There we go. So I don't want to have any gaps along here. I don't want it to be so tight that it's rigid. You have to have a little bit of give, movement. And also too, I've left a little bit of, I want a bit of room so that I can add in a crimp cover later on. So then I'm just holding, see I'm holding the clasp and pulling along here, and then pulling until I've got it up nice tight. Now the way I like to do it, if you noticed, I'm working flat on the mat, and the reason for that is because I want to be in control. If you're not flat on the mat, if you're up in the air, it's very hard to get control, and it's very hard for you to not have your gaps, and you know, you'll end up with a mess. So while I've got it flat on the mat, I can then easily just put my hand here and cover it so it doesn't move. Now I want a little bit more wiggle room here, so I'm just going to loosen it off a little bit, just a little bit. There we go. So I've got a bit of wiggle room. I'm very happy. I'm holding it all nice and flat. It's all very good. Now the good thing about this bracelet too is it doesn't matter if it is a little bit loose, because we're going to be filling it up with beads anyway. And then I can come in with my pliers. See, I'm not moving anything. It's not moving. I'm in control. And then I can just come in and give it a nice squeeze, and a good squeeze. Now, what I've been noticing with this bracelet, the magnetic clasp tends to stick to the pliers, and sometimes it sort of has a life. See that? It has a life of its own. So you do have to sometimes hold the clasp out of the way. Now see, I'm picking that to make sure that it's not moving. And so now I'm happy that this is secure. I've got a little bit of movement here, which is great. And then all I'm going to do now is I'm going to snip that off. So how I do it is I come in, hold this firmly, like so. Come in with your pliers and push them up hard against, there's that clasp getting in the way. Push them hard up against that bead, and then just snip it off. There it is. And there we go. That's our bracelet base finished. And of course it's exactly the same for the necklace. You do the base first, and as with the necklace, which I'll just show you here, with this necklace here, here's all my section with the rondelles. And again, to make this, I've used 31 rondelles here, and that gives me, I think it's about 12 inches. I think I worked it out as, yeah, look, I'm measuring it, and that's giving me just over 12 inches in the second section. Now some of you that are more petite would probably only need to add on, you know, another you know, couple of inches each side. For me, I wanted it to sit low, and I'm definitely not petite, so I added quite a lot more, but you've got enough beads that you can do that. So okay, so then once you've made your base, then we're going to start adding in the beads. And this is the fun bit, and it's easy. Isabel has dropped in. Isabel from Canada, welcome. She's from Vancouver. I haven't been to Canada. I've always wanted to go to Canada. My husband wants to go to Canada because apparently in primary school he had a little girlfriend from Canada, and he's been mooning over her ever since. How sweet. But I've never been, and nor has he. Okay, now we're having a lot of looking here. There's a lot of royalty chatting going on at the moment. Matthew's away this week. He's in Sicily, actually. No, Sardinia this week. And my little grandson comes back from Sicily today. Actually, they hopefully have just landed or are landing as we speak. Now, step 2. By the way, what colours are you liking? I didn't see anyone tell me. Did they say what colours they like? The purple sounds like the most favourite at the minute. Do you know what my favourite is? Is this really soft green, because it's got all those lovely multicoloured beads in them, which I think are really lovely. But anyway, that's just me. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do some bead weaving. So we're going to do this with needle and thread. And don't worry, all of the kits come with absolutely everything. You've got all your instructions, you've got your needle, you've got your thread, you've got your jewellery wire, your clasps, your crimps, you've got everything. So what we're going to do now is, I've got my, because I'm doing the blue version here. Carol says she likes the purple, and Shannon likes the green or the teal. Oh, that's nice. I did the roll eye. Okay, so I'll just get some of these beads ready. Okay, so I've got some of my lovely ovals here. Mm?
Jan's off to Canada on Monday.
Are you going? Oh, that's right. You're going on Monday, Jan, to Canada. Oh, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. Have a lovely time. Who are you cruising with, by the way? Because you're going across the Atlantic. That will be fun. No, no, no. Right. Okay, so I've got my rice, I've got my hematite, and I've got some seeds. Okay, and I'm ready to roll. Okay, I've got my needle and thread. I'm just going to do a short version here just to show you. I'm not going to make you sit through the whole thing. Rest will be here. Actually, having said that, you can make this bracelet in an evening, which I think is great. I might just put on my closer up glasses for a second. Excuse me one moment. Oh, I'm going to sneeze, you know. Oh dear. Pardon me. I'm going to sneeze. Okay. What's this? Jermaine says, sorry about the extra H. Oh, what's that? Oh, yeah, that's the plan. Oh, Ambassador Cruise Line. Oh, you must let me know how that goes. I've heard such great reviews about the new line, and they've got, I think they've got 2 ships now, haven't they? Okay, so what I'm going to do here to start with is I'm going to tie my thread in here at the end. So I'll just come in a little bit closer. There we go. Good. And I'm just going to, now you've got 2 options here. You can do a knot on this side, tie a knot on this side, or you can tie a knot on this side. It doesn't really matter. It just depends. And we're going to cover this with a crimp cover anyway. So I'll just bring this little bead down and I'll just come under the wire here with the thread and come back through, make a loop. Right, I'm just going to make a loop here and come back underneath and then go through the loop. And I've found that if you hold your finger in position, it'll pull it up where you want it to be. There we go. And I want it on this side there. There we go. So now you can see I've made a little knot here, and you can even do another one if you want to. Now you just make a little loop on the top. See that? I'll just show you again. I just basically bend it into a loop, put it on top, hold it in place with your finger, come underneath, and then come back up through the loop from the back. It's like a little blanket stitch really. And then by holding your finger in place, you can see it'll come up, and I often use my, there you go, I'm doing it very slowly so you can see it. Can you see that? If I come up, where's the focus? There? Okay, you can see it just, there it is. So now I've got a nice tight thing here, and normally you leave about a 6-inch tail, but I've only left a little one today. Now then I'm going to go through the first bead. Now this base wire is quite flexible and firm, but be gentle with it because you don't want it to kink at all. However, you can just hold it lightly, not like some people with their thread, they'll wrap their thread around their finger and go for it, but just be a little bit more gentle with it. I'm going to go through the first seed bead like so. Oops, get that little tail out of the way. There we go. And then I'll make another little knot. So again, the loop, and this is just securing it in the beginning that I'm doing this to make sure that, and see if I just hold my fingers there, I can bring it through. Oh, silly me, sorry. Get that through there. There we go. So I've got my loop between the beads. Make sure it's in position. Oh dear, I'm getting myself in a knot. Hang on. Just wait 1 second, I'll just pull it out. Oh no, it's coming up. Here we go. Get in there, get in there. There we go. Pull it up, pull it up. I got that tail in the way. Sorry about this. There we go. And then just pull it up in between there. That little tail, I made him too short so I can't get him out the way. I do apologize. See, you know what they say. Okay. I'll go through again. Let's just see now. See, I've got a loop around there. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Dear Jermaine. Never mind. Look, I'm just going to leave it there. I think. Problem is I need my closer up glasses. I usually use a magnifying glass. Silly old cow I am. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it there for now, and I'll go through again, and I'm just going to go through to the other side of here, and I'll show you again properly then. Okay, right, so now that I'm on this side of here, I'll do it again. So put your loop on. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, make your loop on the top, hold it in place, put your thread through, keep holding, keep holding. Normally what I would do too with the tail is I'll have it longer and then I'll tuck it out the way. See, then look, I've got them there and you can see it all coming up there now by holding it in place. There you go, so that behaved now. So that's how you do the knot. Then I'm going to finally end up through this next bead. So here's the rondelle, and then I'm going to go through one more bead. Okay, and just bring the wire, bring the tail through. Get this out of the way. Once you get away from the clasp, it's a little bit easier. Okay, right. So now we're ready to begin our little beaded sections. So I'm going to start with one seed bead. Now you can do this in any order you like. One seed bead, one rondelle, one seed bead. I'm going to bring the thread, whoops, I'm going to bring the bead down to, there we go, down to the bracelet. Now how I do it is I hold it down here in place, like so. Then this other bead, I'll just pop it out of the way, like that, so that then I can go through. I'm missing this bead, and I'm going to go through the hematite bead, the seed bead, and then the following seed bead. Can you see that? So there's the hematite bead, the first seed bead, and then the next seed bead along the base of the bracelet. Now if I just hold it in place here with my finger, then I can pull up my thread, pull, 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 and then you can see this little end bead. Yeah, the little end bead is going to capture that hematite bead, and it's going to sit upright like that. So now I'm in position to add my next one. Now I tend to just pop it down to the bottom like that, and then I'm going to pick up this time one seed bead, one of my crystal rice, and another seed bead. Again, I'll just bring it down to the end of the thread, like so. Where's that seed bead he got caught? There it is. Right, I'll bring it down to the end of the thread. Again, I'm holding it in position. I'm going to lift that up out the way. I'm going to go through, I'm going to miss this bead, go through the rice. So I'm sort of making, if you will, little fringes. And then while I'm here, I'm also going to go through the next seed bead. See that? So, through the next seed bead. Hold them in place. I found it easier if you hold them in place so that they don't run around. And then you can just pull up your thread. And again, as you pull it up, you can see that the seed bead is going to capture, and see I'm pulling it up, and the captured my little rice. Now the nice thing is it sticks proud and higher than the round hematite. So now hold it under, and I'm going to do another bead. And it's basically as easy as that. So we've got one seed bead. I'll do, oh no, you know what? I'll do a rice this time. Literally, you can choose whatever you like to put between the things. I'll just pop the rice on the bead and another seed bead. Again, hold it, bring it down. From after making a lot of these, I worked it out that this is the easiest and the best way to do it. Again, just pop that little seed bead out of the way. Pop the rice, go through the rice, through that first seed bead, and then through the next seed bead along the base. And that, after you stick your finger, pull it up, hold it in place, pull it up, pull nice and firmly, and then I've got them all sitting in place. And lastly, I'm on my last seed bead, so I'm just going to pick up one rice, one hematite, one rice, bring it down, pop the seed bead out of the way, down into there. And now this time I'm going to go through the following seed bead, the rondelle, and the next seed bead. So I'm going through all three. Now what you can do if you want is you can do a little knot either side if you want to make it a little bit more secure, just at the beginning if you want to, or you can just go straight through if you're happy that you've secured your bracelet already at the end. There we go. So now here we have, in between here, our 4 little beads, and you can put them in any direction that you want, any area that you want. It's just a random thing. So I'll just do 1 or 2 more so that you can see, and then we can carry on to the next bit. So again, as I said, if you just give me 1 second because I need to sneeze. I'm just going to blow my nose. So that's better. I needed to sneeze. Just go have a drink. No one here to make me a cup of tea. I had to get my own water today. Okay. Now, back to this. So again, I'll just do 1 or 2 more, but I think you've got the idea. Is there anyone that has any questions or anything? It's a really easy design, just using really beautiful quality beads. So I'll just do another one. This time I'll start with a rice. It's a nice thing about this, as long as you put, I've worked it out seed bead wise and bead wise. Did I put another bead on there? No. That you've got, because we've only got 100 of the rice, if you put 2 of the crystals between each of the iterations, between the rondelles, then you will have enough to make your whole necklace and your whole bracelet. Now, of course, those of you, there is enough that if you wanted to just extend the size of your necklace and not make a bracelet, then you could take beads all the way around, I guess, if you wanted to. But that's really just up to you. Personally, I rather like not having the beads sticking up behind my neck. I like it to be more just flat behind my neck, because then it's not going to be interfering with my clothes or be uncomfortable at all. But just having the finer beads at the back of my neck, I actually prefer. So you can see, once you get into it, it's actually quite quick and quite relaxing, just to keep adding the beads between as you go.
Earlier question, she missed the answer.
Oh, sorry, is there a question?
Up on screen.
I wonder about crimp pliers. Yeah, look, this is my opinion of crimp pliers. That's who said that?
Eugenia.
Oh, Eugenia. Hi. Look, I'm on quite a few forums, and I'm always hearing of people having problems with crimps, and they're usually using crimping pliers. And look, some people swear by them and love them. I have found on many occasions that when you use the crimping pliers, because what it does, first of all, it flattens the crimp, and then you crimp it again and it folds it over in half. And a lot of people come to grief because then they break the crimp, or what will happen is they the crimp doesn't last very long. It sort of falls to pieces later on, and they're finished making their necklace, and lo and behold, you know, the crimp's given away. I have found, because I've been, you know, using crimps for, oh gosh, 20 years or more, that just using a pair of, see, I've come to the end. I've gone through all three here. Just using a pair of good quality chain nose pliers, and I'll tell you a story about that in a minute. If you have good quality chain nose pliers that you can get a nice, good purchase on and a good squeeze, then you will never have a problem with the crimp. If you want to cover it with a crimp cover, just use, you know, the size down. So like a 2.5, you use a 4mm crimp cover, etc., etc. And that's just my opinion, and I'm sort of sticking by it just from experience, to be honest with you. But I'm sure there's people on here that would love to use crimping pliers and do use them and don't have any problems. But anyway, so that's just my thought on that. So you can see easily, here we go. So you can see I've just carried on. It's nice and easy. It's not difficult. And you do that until you get all the way to the end of your bracelet. And then you just keep doing knots, like sort of stop about 1 inch or so from the end, and then just do little knots between the beads all the way until you get to the end. And then by then your thread is well and truly secure, and you can happily just tie off your thread, and you're finished. Oh, there's another question here. How would this bracelet be with a toggle clasp? It would be fine. The only thing that I would do, if you don't want the magnet, although this magnet is very strong, there's 2 things you could do. With the toggle clasp, I'd just add in, I've got 2 seed beads here at the end. I'll show you this end. I think you've got the idea of the beads in the middle here of what to do. If you see here at the end, I've got 2 seed beads. If you wanted to use a toggle clasp, I'd probably put 3, just because sometimes a toggle clasp needs a little bit more maneuvering space, but there's absolutely no reason why you can't use whatever clasp you like or prefer. The other thing you can do with this, because it's a bracelet, you could make yourself a little safety chain by, when you've got your thread here, when you get to the end, add in about 2 inches of seed beads from here to here, bring it back in here, so that if for any reason, I mean, this is it's a great clasp, it's very strong, but if for any reason it did come undone, you've got your little safety chain that you've made with seed beads. So you literally come out of here, you know, do about 2 inches of seed beads and come in there. Easy. So anyway, so I hope that answered your question. Right, so now the only other thing to do is, I mean, I think you've got the idea of this, is to finishing off. Now, here's the funny bit. I decided I wanted to put crimp clasp over here, you know, a crimp cover, which I have done here. You can see there's my crimp cover. But what's funny is the tools being attracted to the magnet, it's a little bit hard to put on. So I've put in the instruction that this is an optional extra. So you can leave it just like this if you want to, and it looks fine. What I would probably do is maybe put a seed bead on either side if you don't want to put a crimp cover. I've left extra room here for a crimp cover, so I'm going to put one on just to show you anyway, but bear with me because the magnet and the pliers tend to get into each other's way. So I'm just going to show you. So basically, once you've finished with here, I should have made this longer. I literally just bring it back down in and make a few more knots, and then I cover with the crimp cover. And again, once I've come up here, as I said, I'll do knots here and here and here and here, and then I've left myself room to use the crimp cover. Now, literally, all you do is you've got your crimp there. The way I do it is I like to put it in. Can you see there? So that little crimp, I'll come in a bit closer. There we go. Thank you. See, the little crimp is inside the cover there, and it's nice and snug inside. And then I just come in with my pliers. Now, you can use either your chain nose pliers, or if you've got them too, if you've got space, you can use these ones here are flat nose. They're a bit stronger. It's really up to you. But see, I'm sort of pinching it here, holding it here so it's not moving. And then I'll literally just come in above with the pliers, and I'll just give it a little squeeze. And there we go. It's nice and closed. Now to tidy it up, see, look at this naughty thing. To tidy it up, I just give it a little tap, 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 just to make it a little bit tidier. There we go. And just, as I said, see this little clasp. The other thing you can do is hold the clasp in place while you tap it closed. See, there we go. So now that's close enough, and I've got a nice crimp. Oh, sorry, it's out of focus. I've got a nice crimp cover there. There we go. Is that it? Yes. So see, now I've got a nice crimp cover in place at the end of my bracelet, which gives it a nice, because see, I'd left that room for it, and it closes it up nicely, and that gives you a nice professional finish on there. Kay's saying I'm sure you could put a toggle on the bracelet. Yes, if you like a toggle, go for a toggle. If you like a lobster clasp, go for a lobster. But if you also like, you know, easy on, easy off without too much trouble, then you can just go for the magnetic clasps. And we've got these lovely heart magnetic clasps come in silver and gold, and they come included in the kit. So there we go. So that wasn't too painful at all. I hope you found it reasonably easy, apart from my problem with the knots in the beginning. Hang on, I'll just change my glasses again so I can actually see. Okay, so now I'll just see. I think Matthew has done some specials on it for you. Hang on, Kay, using a cue is helpful.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Oh, this is something else. Are they talking about lobsters and what's a cue?
No,
Using
don't
a
worry,
cue.
that's Matthew's.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, so I'll just show you the website very quickly. Here we've got the bracelets. Matthew has put them on sale for you. So if you see here, you've got your individual bracelets. Oh, here. Oh, good. Thank you. I've got the mouse now. I can show you. Here we go. So you've got, here's what we call the Alaska, and it's 10% off if you buy it on its own. The Eden, which is the lovely soft greens and teals. We've got the Oceana, which is the blue, which is the one I've been working on. We've also got the Sunlight, which is the lovely champagne color, and of course the twilight, which is the lovely purples and pinks. So you can buy them separately. However, what Matthew has done here is if you buy any three, then you will actually get up to 20, but you get 20% off. So if that's what you like, I'm just trying to do it now. Here we go. Right, so you have down here, so you're getting 20% off if you buy any three, and so you can have, for example, you know, 2 of the sunlight. You say, oh, I'll have an Eden, and I'll have a highlight as well, and oh, I'll have the lot. If that's what you like, or you can just have just 3 or whatever, however many you get, you will get your 20% off, and when you add it to the basket, that just comes in. So you can see here we've got all the lovely photographs of them, of how they look. It's a really lovely necklace. You can see there, it's just, and the sparkle when you wear it is unbelievable from those crystal rice. It's a very lovely design. Okay, so I'll just switch back to me. So I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and I hope you haven't missed Matthew too badly, but I wish you all a lovely weekend. I think, so we've still got some people watching. Yes, Angelica. Oh, can I show the colours again? Yes, I'll show them to you in my hand. I'll just pop down here. You've got, I'll just undo them. So we've got,
not yet.
Not yet. Here we go. So this is the one with the pixie type colours, which is, hang on, where's the, pull it out for me, the pixie, no, the other one, with the crystal. So don't forget, in every kit you get one of these. What do we do with the crystal? You get an Aurora micro crystal, you get the rice, there we go. And see these beautiful colours in this one. This one, oh, it's next to the purple. You can see it. That's with this one here. And, of course, you get the fantastic strand of hematite as well. And so we've chosen them so that the colours blend beautifully and you get all this fantastic sparkle and lovely beads. So we've got, as I said, this is the tealy one. This is the purpley pinky one, which I rather like. I made the necklace in this, and these sparkle so much. This is the blue one, and again you've got lovely beads, and I've matched sort of the colors as best I can so that it's a beautiful bracelet. This one here is the Alaska, which has got silvers, and this is a silver gray. Here you can see it here. There's your silver grey rice, which they're half coated, half clear, half silver. And then, of course, I think that's it. Oh, and of course the champagne. This one here, Sahara, which has got your lovely coppery colours in the hematite and beautiful lustrous crystal and beautiful lustrous. These are gold fumed. These Aurora crystals as well. So they're the colours. So I hope that answers your question. What else have we got? Oh, good. Eugenia says it's a lovely pattern. Thank you. Jan says it's lovely. Thanks for the tutorial. Thank you. I know it's nice to chat. All the ladies chatting on YouTube. Usually I'm the one chatting on YouTube too. So it's interesting for me to be here. Matthew will be back next week. He gets back on holiday at the end of the week, so he'll be on as usual next week, and I'll be over chatting on the YouTube. So, Jan, we won't see you. Have a fantastic time. I'm very envious. You're cruising away to Canada. Thank you. I see Heather's still here. Jan, Eugenia, Kay, Nancy. It's lovely. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a lovely weekend. Well, I won't see you next week, but Matthew will. So thank you very much for watching. and see you again soon. Don't forget, oh yeah, Matthew will go mad on me. You have to like, you have to subscribe. And is there anything else? Just like and subscribe, I think, on Facebook and YouTube.
We're pretty poor.
I'm not very technically, advanced on these things. So yes, thank you very much. And so same time, 3 o'clock as always, UK time on a Friday. We will see you then. So thank you very much and bye for now. Bye bye.